Thank you. Mark makes fun of it.
Hey, I like it.
All right, it is 6:04 and Max is here, so we will go ahead and call the Monday, March 2nd meeting of the Salem Planning Commission to order. Go ahead and start with roll call. Scott Nail,
Here.
Tom Jacobs, absent. Chuck Williams,
Here.
Greg Zink,
Present.
Talisha Day,
Here.
Max Gamble,
Present.
Steve Williams is absent, and I'm Anthony Cyphers. Next on our agenda, this is our first meeting since the first of the year, so we need to have our election of officers. Currently, the officers are I as president, Scott is vice president, and Tom is secretary.
I make a motion to leave it the same for this year.
So when I went through the packet, I did notice though that Tom was backing
Yes,
Talisha as far as,
Yes,
Yeah, he
Oh.
was asking for.
yeah.
I amend your motion for the president and
Yes.
vice president to remain the same.
And to nominate Talisha then as secretary?
Talisa's secretary, yes, I'll do that.
Okay,
I'll second Greg's motion.
so motion made and seconded. All in favor?
aye.
Those opposed? All right. Next on our agenda is the minutes approval from the November 24th meeting. If anyone has any additions or corrections to make.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes as written unless somebody's got an objection.
I'll second that motion.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor to approve the minutes for the November 24th meeting?
Aye.
All right. Next on the agenda is we have 3 months' worth of permits to review, November and December of '25 and January of '26.
You're gonna do them each month, by the month, or
Um,
as involved?
If it's okay, let's try to look at them all together. I know the November and December are together already.
Make a motion to approve from January, or excuse me, November 1st through January 31st, 2006.
I'll second the motion to acknowledge the minutes.
All right, motion has been made and seconded to acknowledge the permits issued for November and December of 2025 and January of 2026. All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? All right. Next on our agenda is public hearing regarding 304.5 South Mill Street. I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to our attorney initially here.
Yes, so just a little procedural background on this. The Plan Commission, in addition to its roles designated under the city's zoning ordinance, also is designated as the hearing body, and I'll actually give you the verbiage that's used in the ordinance. So the hearing authority under the city's codification of the state unsafe building and unsafe property statute, which is in chapter 155 of the Code of Ordinances, the hearing authority is designated to be the Plan Commission. Ronnie is the designated enforcement authority as the building inspector. And so this is kind of in addition to your typical zoning duties, you have hearing authority under this ordinance and statute. So a little background on it: the Indiana legislature put together this statute that it essentially gives municipalities the capability to take action with regard to properties that are deemed to present some hazard or threat to safety of the community. And I can give you a little bit additional background on that as well if needed, but I'll give a little bit more abbreviated version of it. In this circumstance, Ronnie, as the enforcement officer, determined the property at issue to be an unsafe property due to the accumulation of excess trash, debris, and hazardous materials on the property. That's one of the categories in the statute that is ripe for an enforcement. And so legislature created that statute for municipalities to codify by ordinance, which the city of Salem did. And as I said, as such, designated Ronnie as the enforcement officer and you as the hearing body. There are a variety of different remedies that can be sought when the enforcement officer issues an order. And depending upon what that remedy is, if it's one of the more severe remedies, which I know we've dealt with in the past, I know some prior members of the Plan Commission, or there may be new members of the Plan Commission that haven't dealt with this, but we've had circumstances in which properties were of a condition that they needed to be demolished. That's a very severe remedy, so that requires a public hearing. In this circumstance, where it involves the cleanup of a property, it doesn't require a public hearing, but the property owner has the ability to request a public hearing before the hearing body, which the property owner has done in this case. So the effect of that is that Ronnie issued a letter essentially that says that the property owner needs to remediate the circumstances at the property and clean it up within 10 days from the date of the order. Once the hearing is requested, it essentially stays that, and so tonight you will be hearing the testimony of the property owner as to why they believe that this order shouldn't have been issued or why they believe it's incorrect, and provide whatever evidence that they see fit to present to you. Ronnie will similarly, as the enforcement officer, explain to you why he believes that this enforcement is warranted or necessary. And then you, as the hearing body, will have the opportunity to either affirm the order that was issued by Ronnie, in which case the property owner will have 10 days to clean the property up. You could also overturn the determination of Ronnie on this issue, or you could modify it. In addition to that, you have the discretion to also, if you believe that there is a violation or an issue here, you could impose civil penalties for non-compliance with the order, assuming you were to affirm it. So that's a little bit of the background on kind of the history of this statute and ordinance, and the procedure that we'll be following tonight. So I believe the first thing that we should do is, and I've kind of given a background, so Ronnie, I don't know, unless you have any input you want to provide as to the basis of the initial notice and order. If you do, I think, come on up and tell them about it.
Mhm.
You've been by there and seen the tents and campers.
No, do you have photos or anything?
No, I'm not looking at them, but we are gonna take some, but there's tents and campers in the backyard and homeless people living in them. There is no electricity at that location, so they're gonna run some extension cords from different locations, which is a fire hazard. junk and trash around that area.
In a separate, I mean, he brought up the circumstance of other people kind of living on the property, in kind of an encampment type fashion, with kind of separate, non-official dwellings, in the rear of the property. Within the letter that was issued, basically the letter that Ronnie sent served two purposes. First, there was the notice and order under the unsafe building, unsafe property ordinance. The second component of it, which really we won't address tonight because it's not within the purview of the Plan Commission, but there was also a zoning violation that was noticed as well. What that was essentially that this is an R1 district, and the illegal use of the property was observing it as a homeless encampment in the rear of the property that was not permitted within the zoning district. That issue, to the extent the property owner wishes to appeal it, that's appealable to the Board of Zoning Appeals. However, I do want to note, and this may be helpful for the individual who would be appealing it, the property owner, the city didn't impose any fines with respect to that. It was essentially just a cease and desist notice that we've observed this illegal land use, and you're advised to cease the illegal land use immediately. It does leave open the possibility to impose fines if a continuing violation is observed. But it's essentially a letter that says we believe you're in violation, cease the violation. If they don't believe there is a violation, or if they believe that, if they believe that the use has been miscategorized, or if there isn't a violation, that should be addressed with the Board of Zoning Appeals. So we can leave that aside for the point and really focus on the condition of the property.
Fair.
And with that, Ronnie, unless you have anything else to say at this point, we can invite the property owner up to.
He doesn't hear well.
You can approach the podium and give your name and address for the record, and then present whatever information you believe would be relevant to the Plan Commission.
My name's Hebert Young. I'm the property owner at 304.5 South Mill Street.
Okay, so Mr. Young, it seems that the building inspector has identified that on your property there is an accumulation of various items, debris, trash, things of like nature that constitute a violation of the unsafe building ordinance. Are you familiar with what he's referencing when he talks about, I'm assuming, the back
It
of
needs a little cleanup. It's been cleaned up.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So the notice gave.
Porch is cleaned up, everything.
Okay. So it's your stance then that the violation that Ronnie noticed and advised needed cleaned up has been addressed at this point?
He had been, yeah, he wrote a letter or something, I forget now.
I guess if you don't mind, I'll just ask a question. How recently was the cleanup?
It's been probably a month or 3 weeks or so, something like that. That house has been there 40 years. 1984 it was built. I built it.
Is there a reason why there's no electric to it?
Yeah, I had to cut off. They tried to way overcharge me, and I said, forget it, I'm not paying that. Tried $900 one month and then $1,600 the next. I said, no way. Ain't happening. That's Duke. It was.
Where are the extension cords coming from for the electric?
There is no electric, and there ain't
I
no
mean-
cords.
Where are the extension cords? coming from?
We had to go notify a neighbor up on, Posey Street. There's one coming down the alley on Posey, and it's coming over to that property. And you had that camper, you know, it's in the backyard. It was hooked into it. Then you got some more tents and stuff set up back there.
But I don't believe it is now.
For what?
I don't believe it is now.
I was by there
What?
this morning and this camper and stuff's still there.
Camper is, yeah,
And the tents, stuff.
but no cord.
No, there's no cord there now. The rest of the debris and stuff in the backyard's still there.
That's been cleaned up quite a bit.
It's been, you cleaned up some, but there's still,
Might be a few things, I don't know.
oh, yeah, there's still stuff there.
It's not near as
It's not as
bad.
bad as it was. but it's-
Porch Dock cleaned up, porch.
So are there individuals living in your backyard?
No,
Were there at any point?
not that I know of.
Now, Mr. Young, if, you know, I understand there might be a little bit of disagreement whether all the things have been cleaned up or not. Are you opposed at all to cleaning up
No.
more?
No.
Okay.
No,
Because I know, I don't think it's anyone on this board's wish to, you know, take any actions like fines or anything. I don't know that any of us would really, we'd rather solve things
right.
just by
I
working
understand.
together. I think that's everyone's preference. We don't want to have to do anything like that.
Right.
Would you be open to the building inspector coming out and maybe identifying, helping you identify here?
What he needs?
Here
Yeah,
are the things
Yeah.
that need to be addressed?
yeah.
Does the home have water and sewer?
Huh?
Does the home have water and
Yes.
sewer?
It does.
Ronnie? Okay.
Would you be opposed, you said it was okay for Ronnie to come out, would you be opposed to me coming from the
No.
fire department with Ronnie, just
No,
as the fire department, a member of the board, to look at things, and then I could come back and let the board know?
no, I have no.
I think
opposed.
procedurally, so
I mean,
I would recommend that, photographs be brought in, that maybe if we don't believe that we have enough evidence here tonight to make a determination,
I think without
that we table
seeing,
this and continue the hearing to the next plan commission meeting, subject to, you know, photographs and other additional information being brought to the plan commission to make its determination as to whether, again, to affirm, overturn, or modify the order.
Yeah, I don't think there's really enough
I mean, I
here,
there's-
especially with
It's all
disagreement.
hearsay right
Yeah.
now.
I agree. Someone like to make that motion that we go ahead and,
I'll make
Table
that
this.
motion.
all right, motion's been made to table any determination on 304.5 South Mill Street until the next plan commission meeting.
As long
I'll-
as, Mr. Young's okay with us coming out and doing
Yes.
a site inspection.
Sure.
I'll second it.
All right, motion's been seconded by Greg. All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? All right, so we'll go ahead and does that mean we just close the public hearing then for now?
So the public hearing is not closed, it's just, there would be a vote on, again, which we just did, would be to table and continue this hearing to the next item. The hearing's still ongoing, it'll pick up at the next meeting. It won't be re-noticed again. The notice for the public hearing for tonight is the only notice that's required. It's the same public hearing that is just continued to the next meeting.
Excellent, okay. Well, Mr. Young, thank you.
Okay.
That's all we need for now. Just make plans on next month coming, but in the meantime, Ronnie
Making
and
sure
Max,
everything's all right.
they'll get with you, and in the meantime, they'll get with you.
All right.
Thank you, Mr. Young.
Question. How much time do we have if something's found to help them save the property?
So the order that was issued provides 10 days to clean the property up from the date of the order. And whenever the hearing is requested, it basically stays that until the plan commission makes a determination. If the plan commission were to affirm the order at the next meeting to which this has been continued, then there would be 10 days from that date, that determination, to get it cleaned up. Okay?
Which I think, something you didn't say, but is kind of there though, is The remedy for if it's not complied with has not been,
Yeah, so.
his house isn't gonna be torn
Yeah,
down
the
10 days from
potential,
it.
the potential remedy would be for the city to cause it to be cleaned up and then charge the cost of cleanup back to the property owner. So that would be the remedy again. And the statute also provides for civil penalties, of up to $5,000 for violations, things that have not been remedied despite an order. So there's that possibility as well, but for the most part, you know, the typical thing in the near term would be if it's not cleaned up within the period of time that's prescribed, the intention of, I believe the enforcement authority would be to cause it to be cleaned up.
So I was just wanting to make sure there wasn't the impression that like the house was gonna be seized and demolished if something
Appreciate that.
weren't complied with. That's not the case.
Are you allowed to have a camper in town?
You're allowed to own a camper.
Yeah, but so an accessory dwelling, you know, if we're talking about something to where this isn't just someone who's temporarily parked a camper in their driveway, that, you know, say they use for vacationing or things like that, if someone's actually utilizing it as a dwelling, I believe that would be subject to probably a use variance that you would need to get from the Board of Zoning Appeals for an accessory dwelling structure. I have to look at the ordinance, the zoning ordinance, a little bit more carefully as to that particular issue. But typically, you know, in an R1 zone, it's for a single, you know, a detached single-family dwelling. If you bring another accessory structure onto the property, for one, it would have to be an actual structure, not a, you know, not a camper or some temporary structure like that someone's actually living in as a permanent residence. That wouldn't be permitted.
There are several of those in town, though.
I mean, if there are campers in town where people are living in them full-time as an accessory structure, they're in violation of the
I helped
ordinance.
someone move out of one of those because it wasn't being taken care of.
Yeah, that's a violation of the zoning ordinance.
That's what I thought, so I didn't turn them in because I wanted to get the person a place to be able to stay before that happened. But I do know of, because I try to help people that need that, and I know that through going to the warming center, transport back and forth and that type of thing. And as far as the way the cleanup was at this place, it was bad, it was horrible, I thought, okay? But I've seen several other places in town, I don't know why one was targeted or not, but there are others. That's not one of the only one.
Sure.
Now, as far as the fire violations and that type of thing, I'm not familiar with it. But anything like that can be taken care of, right? I mean, without electricity, I don't know what else you would be talking about other than the heating
I
system.
mean, it just depends what it is. I mean, like, you know, if there are extension cords being running from
Oh,
different
yeah.
addresses, if there's, you know, accessory heat source such as, you know, like propane heaters being used inside, that's gonna be an issue, whether fire code or health issues. I mean, it just depends what it is. Yes, I'm sure it could be corrected, it just
Wow,
depends.
one person I helped get out of a place, that's how they were heating this place with a propane heater.
Yeah.
This gentleman was blind, he didn't even realize what was going on.
Yeah.
Wow, that's exceptionally dangerous.
Yeah.
Would, something being done to the outside of the house to make it more eye appealing, would that help as well?
I think this is not in regard to the house itself, correct, Ronnie? This is just the stuff in the yard. That's the issue, not the appearance of the house or anything like that. It's just the debris accumulation in the yard seems to be the issue.
That's been brought in there.
Oh, I went by there today, has anyone been by it today?
Yes, I was.
Did you see how much better it was then? I don't know if you can consider that complete, but there's a lot of places that are worse off than that, so,
We are after those two.
yes, sir.
Well, we're willing to definitely help them. We're the warming station and we want to help them because we know Hubert's a 75-year-old man and that's his home and that's all he's got. So, you know, we want to help him and try to get it cleaned up, so we're willing to put in the work and try to help clean up around there.
And I have members, I ride with Christian Motorcyclists Association, I have members that would be willing to help, along with the church that I go to.
sounds like between this meeting and next meeting, hopefully here next meeting, then we'll have a lot of new information to report, so.
If you want to give us some type of like a punch list.
That's, I think, the intention of Ronnie going out there.
Yeah, I would consult with the building inspector on that.
All right.
Got a punch list, we can, hey, this is done, this is done, this is done. Just make sure things are done to your standards. You want to give me your cell phone or something, I'll have to.
Yes. Yeah, that'd be great. Because he doesn't kind of hear well and can't relay everything real well, so, yeah.
My number's 812-581-36.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and continue with the meeting. You guys are welcome to do that, but we're gonna go ahead and continue. Next on our agenda is new business. Does anyone have any new business? I know Ronnie does not.
Thank you.
We'll ask him. Ronnie, do you have any new business? Okay. After that, we have old business. Does anyone have any old business?
The city just recently purchased another property on Elizabeth Street, and we are going to do demolition on it as quick as the transaction is completed. Two parcels.
Which,
Uh,
oh, I know, it's the one at the dead end.
Yeah. Well, it's not on the dead end. One of them is on the alley. The other one is at, 30, who's the guy,
Oh, it's Pfeiffer's, if you pull in Scott, in the Rax's driveway, straight across the road.
Is it 303 and a half,
The block one, the
307?
little block building? Or
It's
little
not, you didn't get the block building, it's
we got
next,
one in the alley
behind it.
one in there, and then.
Oh, the one back,
Yeah.
like, okay,
Got it, and then.
the one kind of next to it.
Yeah, the one, well, there's one out there on Elizabeth Street. It's a little shotgun house. It's been vacant for years.
If you pull into Rax's driveway, you know where your veteran service, and then you look right at it. You get ready to pull out of it, you stare right at it.
Okay.
It's just a little, yeah, like you said, shotgun house that's growed up.
So if we, as quick as we get the transaction made, then we're gonna demolish it.
This,
Elizabeth Street, and what's the other address?
yeah, this one back here, I think is
The
what
other
it
is
is.
in an alley. I think it's also, I
Well,
guess,
let's
off
see.
Elizabeth Street.
We own that, the city owns that now.
Okay.
Okay,
That's
this,
part of the transaction.
the other one,
That's the one I was thinking
Yeah.
of, but it's not that one.
yeah, the addresses are a little bit interesting
Show
here,
where the alley's at.
right there.
Okay. Well, show that house back here in the woods.
Oh, this right here.
Yeah, what's the number on it?
This is 303 and a half.
Yeah,
Yep,
303,
right there.
you're right, Ronnie.
Oh, owner name, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yep.
We call it the Mexican house. Years ago, Mexicans lived there. That's how we named the alley, the Mexican alley.
Same owner.
Yep. Okay, well, that's, unfortunately, I think both of those houses are too far gone to really, even if someone wanted to, I don't know that you can rehabilitate those. They're both pretty,
We're starting the process on a property over on, Posey Street. It belongs to a guy out of Evansville, and we've been after him. He will make contact, won't take our phone calls or anything. So we're starting the process on getting something done with those. They're in the same area as what this one is.
wonderful. Well, I know one, I don't know if it's the time or place for it, but I know one thing they said did kind of ring true, that there are other properties that are pretty, I haven't seen this one, but just from the description, I can imagine what it looks like. I know we dealt with one on, was it Mulberry Street several years ago? That it accumulated a whole bunch of stuff.
That was Elizabeth, wasn't it?
Was it on Mulberry?
Elizabeth, I think, wasn't it?
Well, there's the Elizabeth Street one, but then there was the one with the fenced-in backyard and the, you remember that one? It was like a mountain behind the house.
We're currently working on one on East Hackberry, the backyard of what Chuck's been.
Yeah.
helping with that. And we've hauled, I don't know how many.
Is that the one that's got the camper in the back too? Yeah.
Yeah, we've hauled off 7 loads from there. He says 2 more are cleaned up, it'll take 5.
Yeah.
I've seen the walking trail. We go behind El
Yeah.
Caminos and that back there.
we get people call us and say, you guys don't clamp down on people, we do every day.
Yeah.
We have trucks going
Yep.
places, Chuck can verify that, we got trucks going, and we let them use them, we don't charge them to use just to get it cleaned up. It's unbelievable, the
Yeah.
properties that people are letting get in the shape that
And the
they're in.
neighbors don't wanna
No.
see that.
We get complaints every day over it.
And
The
if,
waste, we can't, human waste out
Yeah.
there, no.
This is a lot worse than what theirs.
Mm,
So
yeah.
we've even, they had the health department there and they agree it needs, something needs to be done with it. They've been doing it for years and years. And this has been going on since, the early eighties when we dealt with them. They built a structure that doesn't meet any codes at all.
No, stairs are illegal in it.
yeah, the enforcement on that type of thing it's difficult because at the end of the day, it typically is gonna fall back on the city to foot the bill to do the cleanup. You have to go through the proper administrative channels to do it, and there's really not a legitimate opportunity for recoupment of cost on the back end because there's just not a substantial amount of value there. And by the time you spend the money to, you know, go chase after those dollars, you're in the hole further than if you hadn't pursued that after, you know, to begin with. So, it's just a process.
But at the end of the day, it's something you have to do.
Yep.
You have to do it, so.
If we didn't clean up what we cleaned up, the city does a valuable service to people at no charge. They haul truck after truckload of junk out of town for people, you know, all you gotta do is set it out to the curb and they'll haul it away.
Yeah.
Say, not a lot of places do that.
No, they'll charge it.
Say, I have personally utilized those services recently for a washer and a dryer that mysteriously disappeared when I set them on my curb without me having to pay money.
That may have been somebody other than the city.
That may have been someone other than the city, but.
But if we didn't do that, it'd be unbelievable.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm optimistic that with the tabling tonight and the communication here and the support that this property owner has, that, you know, I'm optimistic that it'll reach a good resolution before you ultimately have to make a determination at the next meeting.
That's hopefully, I think that's the outcome we all
City
want.
clean.
Yeah.
I mean, there's rules in place for a reason.
Well, I wouldn't want to let it say it. so-
No.
You know, you can't.
Some people, that's their only option, they wanna have, yeah. Well, hopefully they will.
Make a motion.
Some people that don't wanna, you know, you try to help them, they still don't wanna help.
Present
Right.
over the meeting, but I'll welcome a motion to adjourn.
All right. With no other business to discuss, I would welcome a motion to adjourn.
I'll second